One of drag racing's greatest stories is of racing and rivalry. It involves Don the Snake Prudhomme and Tom the Mongoose McEwen. Well, earlier this weekend, Paul Page had a chance to sit down with the two legends that now have a Hollywood home, courtesy of the big screen.
Arch rivals.
Ready to lose, Donnie? Losing's your specialty.
Best friends.
Mongoose and the Snake. Let's do it.
Who turned a dream into reality.
Put these characters on the cars, watch the kids go nuts.
Snake and Mongoose. Opens Friday.
Well, that is just a taste of a brand new film that is out called The Snake and the Mongoose. And it's really the story of these two guys, but also it's a good bit of history of the NHRA. Don the Snake Prudhomme and Tom Mongoose McEwen. Movie took 24 days to make. Were you there for most of it?
Yeah, absolutely. We both were. Yeah, 24 days. There's a lot of work. I mean, you're talking about some, you know, how many hour days from sun up to sundown?
Yeah,
so,
12 hours, at least 12 hours.
Yeah, it's still a lot of work.
And Tom, it makes you out to be the real promoter of the two of you. You were the one that got the Mattel deal. You're the one that constantly seemed to be convincing him how you need to promote to also be able to race. Can you tell me how that came about?
Well, I was always trying to get money so we could buy our parts. We were working on, work during the week, racing on the weekends, and we were just using junk and trying to do the best we can. I always wanted to have more money, and I kind of got into promotional stuff, and he went more towards the tuning and the car stuff, and his car showed it. He ran very good, and I was doing the stuff, so we but that's just how it kind of came about, and I was kind of the promoter and he was the tuner driver, and I had to do something to get some ink, and he got it by winning and I got it by BS, and it worked in the Mongoose match race things. They used to boo. I'd come to the starting line with the victory sign. They'd cheer him, they'd boo me, but it didn't matter. It was like wrestling to me. I thought, well, whatever you like, and we just kept going, and then finally we got lucky with the Mattel thing and got some money where we could have nice stuff. We never thought we'd make a living out of this. Like, never dreamed we'd have a movie.
But you're in the movie, you're the racer, and I suspect really in real life as well when you think about your record. But how long did it take you to figure Tom out and what he was trying to do to get the money in? Because the movie suggests that took a while.
Well, no, not really. I mean, I was really hep to it. I had wins on my car as an automotive sponsor on my dragster, and we had won the U.S. Nationals here, but we really hadn't had a sponsor or the limelight until we went to Mattel, and that's what really kicked things off for us. But no, we knew real early in this sport that if you want to continue with it, you better have money to buy parts. As Tom pointed out, that's what it was all about. It wasn't about buying a new car or a new house or anything like that. It was buying a new supercharger to get to the next race.
The two of you, the rivalry, it seemed to go back and forth. Mm-hmm. Was it sometimes friendly and sometimes you really hated one another?
Well, we never hated one another. We both wanted to win when we raced, and I wanted to win and maybe not blow up my motor, and he wanted to win at all costs, and that he's just very aggressive that way. But let me tell you, promotion-wise, though, he was like that wins thing. That was one of the first money deals, and my Bardol thing and my Tyrant thing. Right. But the problem was it wasn't the television toy thing like Mattel was. Right. So no one really thought much about it. When the Mattel thing came along and they started having television commercials and worldwide stuff, then that was like they made a bigger thing out of it. But we were both promoting from the beginning for more money.
Look at you guys from back in the day when that rivalry was going on. The movie actually comes to a peak with the 1978 run funny car here, the final at the U.S. Nationals, and we've got that run. What do you remember?
Well, back then, we already wrapped up our 4th championship, so I was all confidence in the world of beating Tom. But lo and behold, it blew the tires off it, and he won the race. But he did it fair and square, man. I mean, he laid down one of the best runs of the day, and it was. I don't know why it smoked the tires, but I know one thing, that when I got down at the end of the track, I was really, really happy for him. With losing his son Jamie, it was a tough deal, and the fans were all for him, so we all basically celebrated.
And that was really the key to it, was Jamie had passed away just a few weeks before that actual run, and at first you weren't going going to do it?
Well, just like the movie shows, when he raced here and Nickel cut his car in half, he thought Nickel was dead, and he got, because of his wife and blah, blah, he was going to quit racing. So I talked him into coming back, and he did the same thing with me when we lost Jamie about drag racing.
Yeah, I was whistling down through there, then all of a sudden Nickel's car was sliding in front of me, and he wasn't with the car, and obviously he was dead. I mean, it was just no way a guy could make it out, and I just thought at the time that I don't need this anymore, that Garlics has just had his foot cut off, and this sport is like way too dangerous, and I just don't want to do it anymore, but I'm glad I stayed in it.
If that was one of the ugly moments here, what's your biggest moment, your favorite moments here?
My favorite moments here would have to be in '89, my last year running funny cars. We won the Big Bud Shootout, beat Force, beat them all, won the U.S. Nationals, and I had Wally Parks, the founder of NHRA, at the end of the quarter mile when I pulled in and got out of my car, and I walked up to him. That was the proudest moment ever for me.
Well, the movie is The Snake and Mongoose, and they are the Snake and Mongoose, and let me tell you, it is worth every minute. Go see it if you get a chance.
Oh, Paulie, don't quit, man. You had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. What a great interview. And, of course, without Don the Snake Prudhomme, would we have Ed McCullochs and John Forces and these kind of numbers we've had here at the U.S. Nationals, Gary?
Well, you know, I got to be close friends with Ed McCulloch when he was tuning on Ron Capps' car when I worked for Schumacher. And let me tell you something. There's nobody that's more scrappy, more ornery, and no more dedicated, tune, drive, everything than Ed McCulloch, one of the greats.
Well, and that goes back to the fact I think we would have had the Ed McCullochs of the time and the John Forces and everybody else, but Don Prudhomme, I think, made everybody better because he was so tough to beat, and you wanted to beat him.